It's Monday fun day. I saw yesterday, and I meant to follow up and see what the details were, but I saw yesterday that Hezbollah has a sale over here. I mean, well, everybody got a sale. We've been seeing it. But don't nobody want to talk about it. And the people that want to talk about it, they don't want you to talk about it. So Hezbollah is over here plotting on killing, now I don't know, they said the Israeli prime minister, so it gotta be Netanyahu's son, somebody's son. But they caught him. So this is like, I don't know what number we on. It doesn't even matter what number we on. 1, 2 is too many. But the fact that we have Congress people and mayors and things of that nature. See, I'm not gonna let nobody in my house and willingly assign them to be in any type of decision-making position if they hate any members of my family or they seeking to do my family harm. So we have Americans. See, this is why once they had you accepting things that you would not accept. See, when you are willing to accept what God told you not to accept and not stand up for God, they know they got you. They know they got you. So you're useful. Somebody like me, I'm not useful. Hell, I'll be the one they kill. I'm not useful. Because you're not, for all the sin in my life, you ain't going to get me to tell nobody that I'm no more than God or that somebody else no more than God. No. So you have to be a flawed, as the one imam or former Muslim told Dinesh D'Souza, they know who is weak in conviction, don't stand on nothing. They know who to go after to get stuff done, and it ain't people like myself. They don't want to see us coming. Because one thing you're not gonna do is get us a divorce right from wrong, according to God, for this foolishness, and then incur the wrath of God. So congratulations, you almighty, fake, self-righteous individuals of the culture and are not of God. So now you have people sitting in places who need to be removed. And that's why my biggest problem now is we see what it is. I'm not talking about the stupid people that put their brains in the pocket and hand it over to crapping in and MS and bullshit now and all that. No, I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about the people that actually see, and we've been seeing for years, that something's coming down the road and it's not good. And we've been trying to talk to people, but people looking at us like we crazy because personalities mean more than reality. Okay? So, I'm watching now because I'm like, okay, a deal must have been made a long time ago. Now, we know it's always been something called the Uniparty. And it's only a few individuals that really, really, really are about what they're supposed to be about when they're elected. The Uniparty, they do deals together, they make deals, they do this, that, and the other, they fuss and fight and show off for the camera. But they basically protect one another because they all in it together to get rich or to do whatever the case may be. So, I'm looking, I'm like, we have too many threats. We have allowed too many threats to come over here. It's one thing, yes, we have to get these people out of here, whether idiots like it or not. And if you're going to fight to be removed, then guess what? It's just going to have to be a fight because you're going to have to go. Because people don't understand threats. You think when you have people that will sit up and tell you, and to me, it's just too easy to know who I'm going to listen to and who I'm not going to listen to, and who I'm going to pay extra attention. I'm take your words once you finish talking and talk to God about it. Because and the main people are the people that will tell me that God is not God, but he's something other than what I know him to be and what scripture says. The lying ass people that tell you that God is queer and all that. Those are the people you need to be watching out for. But oh no. Because they consist of people that you think are so grand and great and their personalities are so this and so that. You have given up the right or the ability to even say what's right and what's wrong. Whoa! Whoa. You and the whoa. Not woo, but whoa. Woe unto you who are not able to call out right or wrong. You all calling wrong right now and right wrong, and they know they got you. So we have these threats over here that have to be dealt with. And I believe I'm able to know a good enough. I don't know what's going on. I don't have briefings. I don't get security briefings. But I do have enough sense to know. Ever since we had the open border policy and what was coming in here and what was reported to be coming in here, but they never stopped it. And then again, as I stated before in videos repeatedly, when you allow gangs from other countries to come here, these people actually come from places where they are broke. See, you're not broke in those countries that have iPhones and Jordans and Balenciaga shoes and all that kind of stuff. No, you don't have anything. You're eating out of the trash can regularly. They don't have safety nets like the ones that are being exploited so heavily around the country now. I heard about another case of fraud with licenses. I forgot what state it was. I was like, But yet you have so many idiots because main scheme, again, doesn't outline the threat and what's been going on with licenses and CDLs and people being killed on the roads. Not once or twice, but more than twice, more than 3 times. They don't report that because then you might start understanding, oh, well, maybe it is a problem. So they shield you from the things that you need to know, and then you too ignorant, with a capital I, too ignorant, willfully ignorant, to go out and understand exactly why certain things are being done or enacted. Or to even take what you might hear me say and say, well, let me go look and see if this is an issue. It's an issue. This is why I know main scheme ain't shit. And that's the best way to describe them. And I've been saying that for years. Every now and then they slip up and do some actual reporting, but it's rare. But they sling a lot of dung. So we got these threats popping around. And then, like I said before, you had right before the election, all these different former, like Homeland Security and military, Christopher Wray, Alejandro missing in action now that he's out of office, Mayorkas, who should be called not even to a hearing on Capitol Hill. He needs to be charged with treason for that open border. I'm waiting for treason charges because I'm old enough to remember what is and is not. See how they're getting a lot of these children and how they're getting a lot of people today. They're willing to trade what they know for personalities, not reality. Whenever was the Associated Press ever the person to call an election? I knew then, back in 2020, I said, what? I said, that's not how that works. But I was watching a whole lot of stuff that's not how that works go on, and people was willing to overlook it. So I was like, oh yeah, we got a problem, Houston. But we have threats, but nobody's talking about it. But they always dress everything like, oh, well, it's this, it's that. No, you have to We in an offense defense. We gotta do both now because too much stuff has been allowed to be done. Like with these freaking children. You know, the sickest thing that these people have going for them is what they're doing to the children. Not only are they making them dumb, so that's why it's easier for them to align with people that want to kill them. I've never seen, that's why I'm like, who actually gets in bed with people that openly say that they want to kill Americans? But when you telling people or teaching them that there's some type of flex to align with your killers or would-be killers. But I'm like, even then, isn't there something, that's how you know it's some thinking that's, they worse than dumb. They are shamefully, it's shameful. So the infanticide seekers, the jihad seekers, and the death to Americas, these are the people that you're aligning with. Do you think that's going to protect you in the end? Do you think that's going to hasten? I think, and what people don't realize, universally, the most, if anybody can't agree on anything, nobody likes people that are not loyal to their own. If you can't even be loyal to your own people, they know you can't be trusted. So you the weakest link. You be the first one to get tossed. As soon as they finish getting their foothold in, because you shown you will switch up with the wind. You're not loyal even to your own. I don't care how much I cannot stand the shenanigans and antics of Crash Out, Crockett. But I would never let anybody come here and do any harm to her. Why? It's American. Any other day I could disagree with you, but see, it comes a time when you gotta, your interest is my interest. But you all think that your interest is these jihadi infanticide, river to the sea people's interests. It's not. Now, you do have some people that have gone out of the country and seen that these people don't care. Little gay dude gonna trot his behind off with the Switzerland, Netherlands, wherever he is. Now he's in a camp with Muslim migrants and his life is in danger. They don't play with you. They'll pretend to for a minute. That's why I'm like, who puts somebody that wants their family dead in charge of decision making for their family? Knowingly. Only the ignorant. That's why we got to get rid of ignorant. So I don't know who the latest group of people that got fired. They got fired for a reason. It needs to be a full-on cleanup. Because on the inside of this garbage, we don't need people that do not have any affinity towards this country. That's what our oath is when you work in the government. That's why I'm like, it should be everybody. It's a whole bunch of treason charges that are not happening. And I don't understand that. I don't. Because when your loyalty and your allegiance, this is why it's important to have legal immigration process followed. Because you have stages and things you have to go through in the vetting process. Now, of course, some people are good. They know, just like a lie detector, they can get through. But for the most part, the majority of them will not. So Hezbollah, if y'all don't know, Hezbollah is another terrorist organization, just like Hamas. They're terrorists. They do the bidding of all these bigger, like Iran, who else over there? Afghanistan, where they got all these nice little strongholds of terrorists. They got so many different terrorists. It's ridiculous. But they have a sale over here. When you have people actively seeking to do your country harm and your citizens, and then you have your citizens who are being told to support those who are doing harm, y'all don't know red flags go off because your mind's gone. I don't give a daggone what I like about you or don't like about you. Working at a component of DHS, as I've said before, your interest is my interest, and my preservation is to be alive. So if that means protecting you, I'm going to protect you. But it's nice to know that on the other foot, y'all ain't about that. Because you ain't got no God in you. When you have people that will willingly say, even though they work for the government and the oath is to protect this country and its citizens against all threats, foreign and domestic, all enemies, foreign and domestic, and you have a particular group of people that make it known that if you don't agree with them or you stand against them in their party and their Baphomet ways, that, oh, well, I'm for the constitutional defending, but not you. But you could sit and think that you are actually a Christian? The devil is a lie, nigga. You ain't. At the root of the Bible is Matthew 5:44. And if you are able to owe no man but to love them. Owe no man but to love them. But when you owe somebody, that's your debt. The debtor is at the mercy of the person you owe. So that's why the advice of the Bible is owe no man but to love them. But if you're going to owe somebody something, you to owe them to protect them, because protecting them means to protect you, because we the same people. And for God's people, it's not supposed to matter. That's the Samaritan. Thank God for that Samaritan that came along. That man would have been dead because everybody else looked at him on the road and kept going. That's what the personality people push. They push, oh, you can go, oh, they against abortion. They against transgender and children. They against, oh, they don't like the Democrat Party. And you know I don't like the Democrat Party. So you gonna walk over me, but you gonna hope to see me see you if you in danger in the street. Isn't that something? So you will hope the God in me on that day shines through. And not even just that, the integrity to do what the heck your oath said. A lot of y'all don't have no integrity because you don't have no God. So you're a threat because you align with the terrorists. So my question, why aren't you being held accountable? Because to me, it's a whole lot of people that need to be swept up and asked questions. Because we don't know what information and what you've been doing with the enemy. Who makes a meeting to go to Iran but somebody that's the enemy? You ain't got no business over there. You're not a freaking governor or anybody else. Why are you going to Iran? I think they should have let that heifer go over to Iran. The lady up in New York or whoever it was that was going, and Zohar Mad Donnie said he didn't know. You knew, nigga. You should have let her go ahead right the heck on over there. And if you got caught up, because you're an enemy, when you won't take the oath of office in America, but you're representing American citizens, you don't have no allegiance to the citizens that voted you in. But the people that allowed you, they're the ones that are the problem. So we have the enemy within, and nobody wants to deal with that. You have the enemy within working with the enemy without. People, how the hell do y'all think that's going to work? How do you think that's going to end? Are we supposed to constantly continue to ignore it? We've been ignoring it. We've ignored it with that open border. Now the border is closed. We must address it. Now, you might want these people in your house, around your children. They letting you know that they don't give a daggone about you, that you don't, that you, even though you are, they benefit off of you, you're paying them, they're ripping you off for tax dollars. You know, it's another fraud going on over there in Arizona. That was vicious. I was watching that yesterday with the, what's that, treatment centers. They would use, going out here soliciting and advertising and actually going to grab up Native Americans, promising them treatment, but keeping them on the drugs in the alcoholic state so they can build Medicaid and keep getting that money going. How much more fraud we gonna find? But they talking about affordability. Y'all are the affordability crisis because you are defrauding the taxpayers. So when you mismanage and you taking all that money for yourself, the taxpayers have to keep paying over and over and over again for things that they already think that they've been taxed for and has been paid for by their elected officials. And it's not. Because we're being ripped off. But instead of wanting to go through and look at and address the fraud, but y'all eyes is on the wrong thing, and that's because you are puppets. Your mind got strings on it by mainstream media. The children. You know why they trying to make sure that they can get the kids as young as 2 in kindergarten? They pushing to get a whole lot of things taught to kids in kindergarten because it's harder. Like when you already growing up and then you get to puberty age, and everybody questions certain things when they hit puberty. Their hormones are jumping. But now they see that they have too many teenagers or older people who, once they won, if they come across Jesus, you got a whole lot of people that used to live that lifestyle and they out here talking and giving testimonies that once they met Jesus, they turn their life over and then they're not doing that anymore. So you lose them. You don't want too many people to see them because they'll be like, oh, I could do that too. But then you have the detransitioners like Chloe and the one that won the case, suing the doctor. You have them who, once they come out and they're older, you know, a little bit beyond teenage years, they realize, oh, it's not. The doctors lied. They took advantage of my, you know, mental state, and the parents, for whatever sense of purpose, weren't strong enough to combat it. So they went along with it. So now you have the detransitioners. But see, but when you're 2 or 3, and this is so sick, but when you're 2 or 3, if all you've ever known, and they teach you all these different genders they in the lab with Satan creating, and then all these different looks and all these exaggerated looks and this, that, and the other, the younger you are, the harder it likely is. And that's why in the Bible it states clearly in Proverbs 22:6, train up a child in the way they should go. Once you train them from a young age to go in the ways of the Lord, yeah, they're going to stray a little bit, but they typically always come back. But what if you don't ever go astray? Because some people don't go astray. That's what Satan banks on. That's why they want to get them younger. What they say is easier to teach foreign languages and things when children are younger. But y'all out here playing around and applauding, and these people are playing in your face. They telling you who they think the ideal male or female is. Fake men in dresses and wigs with fake periods, and then fake females parading around as men, Ellen Page. Put them on magazine. This is what they're telling you. Satan, remember Satan? And how God put enmity between Satan and his created male and female? He hates us. So if he hates us, he wants to erase our connection to our Father. That's what trans is about. When you make a bunch of medicated people that's just screwed up in the mind, and when you train children from a young age that their gender is assigned at birth, you was assigned this, you assigned that, or that you can just change it however you feel, you leave the Creator out. That's exalting above God. And you want me to think that I'm supposed to listen to anybody that's pushing that, or listen to you, or to think that these people aren't liars? They are liars. You lie about God, you lie to God, and lie on God, you are a liar. You better fact check every freaking thing and get to know for yourself and do your own damn research. And stop being so ignorant.